I didn't expect there to be that much hate. I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, some of it's quite funny. Like, I got one the other day that was like, superheroes are straight and your eyes are far apart. I was like, okay, T, they are.
You might know them as Reb from Wentworth, as a creepy cult member from 9 Perfect Strangers with Nicole Kidman. You might know them from Mayor's Central Station music video. I know them as the hottest person on my Instagram feed. It's Zoe Terakes and D&M.
Welcome.
How are you feeling? World Pride has begun. It's early days.
I'm already so tired.
You and all of us.
I felt like I was coming down with something like just in the preamble to it, like so run down just from booking tickets to things.
Oh
tired.
my god!
Did you end up getting any? Because I know people are fighting.
Yeah, I got in early.
Yeah, nice.
I got in early, and then I fought. Yeah,
To hold on to the tickets from people like Tyrone and I who weren't organised enough to
little
get them
snakes.
when we should have.
Yeah, coming for my tickets. But yeah, I'm tired and excited. Like yesterday I was like, oh, I couldn't possibly, and then it's late at night and you're like, I could possibly.
I could.
Yeah.
I feel like you're really in your party boy era.
I am.
Your dance boy era.
But also like my gardening era. Like I feel like balance. Like I'm very much like, yeah, having a big party. But also I think just having surgery, you're like, oh my God, dancing suddenly doesn't feel heinous. It actually feels so beautiful. But then also so does gardening.
Yeah.
I love vegetables.
That's true, because you did just have your top surgery recently.
I sure did.
Yes!
Yes!
To the cameras, to all of them.
Can we get a close up on this, please?
Close up. Stunning.
Yeah.
Looking gorgeous. How has that been in a sense of timing, having that be right before World Pride?
So weird, I didn't mean to do it.
You were like with your doctor, yep, I'd like
I
it.
was like,
could
so
do
we
it
need to
sooner,
time
but
it now. Yeah, it's like planning when your baby's born. Yeah. I didn't mean to. I was just like, when I finished shooting Marvel, I was like, I have never been able to afford this surgery before, and I can now afford it.
That Marvel money.
Yeah, like when I got my first paycheck, I called like ages ago, like last year while we were shooting, I called. The first thing I did is I called the surgeon. I was like, hey. And then the paycheck hadn't come in yet. And you have to put a deposit down for the consult. And I was like, so I can't do that right now, but I can in a week. And she was like, yes, I'll hold the spot. I was like, thank you. Anyway, and then they held it for me. So it would be like finish shooting, home, surgery, and then, whoops, World Pride. I was just like, oh, fuck, I'm going to lose summer not being able to swim and stuff. But
You've gained World Pride.
gained World Pride, also global warming. So it's still hot.
It's still hot.
Exactly.
It's still too hot.
There's no bad time.
No.
Oh my God. Well, you talked a little bit about Marvel. Tell us about the experience. I guess little Zoe would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, would be what the fuck. Like, it's weird. I think, like, so I wouldn't wig out, I just had to keep telling myself, like, from really the day after I got the job, I was like, this is normal. Everything is normal. There is nothing strange about what's happening. And so I was, like, very calm through the whole thing. And I feel like until it comes out, I am going to I just can't really wrap my head around the size of a franchise like that. Like, I just can't really... Yeah, I can't understand it.
Yeah.
Because it's like I've only really done Australian stuff, and the size of an American thing versus an Australian thing versus a franchise.
Yeah.
They're such different things. So I just don't think I can actually understand what's going on, which is probably for the best. Yeah, but it was pretty amazing. It was an amazing, amazing experience. And I am very grateful. And yeah, I just think like, I mean, I've spoken a little bit about it before, but I don't know, just like I, would dress up as a superhero all the time when I was a little kid. Like I was always Batman or Spider-Man or the Hulk. I love the Hulk so much. I really deeply connect to the Hulk. Goals. Yeah, but I just think like, I don't know, life would be so different if you saw a version of yourself as a superhero, and you didn't kind of have to fit into these things that you want to be but will never be. So there's a level of like aspiration that's always out of reach. Like imagine, I don't know, I'd imagine that's how, you know, all little straight white boys feel growing up, is like, I could be Batman, I could be Spider-Man. I want little kids to feel like that, like, oh, I could be them. You know, we just haven't had that yet. Especially not in the mainstream, you know.
Totally. And you mentioned being introduced to this whole new franchise, and the scale is kind of hard to wrap your head around. But I mean, being on Wentworth, it might be a smaller show, but the fans seem just as hectic.
They are amazing.
And really latched onto you and your character and Reb and that representation of a trans man on Australian television.
Yeah.
What has being introduced to that, I guess, fandom been like, and what's been the really like special interactions you've had?
It's been pretty amazing. Like, yeah, it's been pretty amazing. I didn't expect it at all. I mean, I love the show. It's a very good show, and I really liked to watch it before I was on it. So I get it because I was a fan too. But yeah, they are so loyal and care so deeply about everyone on that show. It's extraordinary. Like, I don't know, there's been some pretty special moments. Like yesterday at a Pride thing, I met this little fella, and he was so rad, man. He was just like little trans guy, and he was so cool. And like, he just had surgery, and he was like, dude, like, I got it a year ago. Wentworth's my favorite show. Your character was like, helped me so much. And I was like, I just had surgery, you know, and we just had this big shirtless hug, like just with that, you know, nude. Oh, I just tapped my mic. With our new chest, like that was a pretty special one actually. Like I was like, yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. So those moments, and like, I don't know, messages from parents of trans kids where they're like, you know, this has helped me understand my kid so much better, or, you know, I bought my first binder today because of you. Like, that stuff is really cool. And makes all the fuckery, which there is a lot of. Like, that was also, I didn't expect there to be that much hate. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was like, wow. And still, like, every day I wake up, I mean, some of it's quite funny. Like, I got one the other day that was like, superheroes are straight and your eyes are far apart. I was like, okay, T, they are.
You're like, okay.
I was like, okay,
period.
They're cool. Yeah. Telling it straight. So some of it is very funny, and some of it is, yeah.
I feel like you have to use it for content, or
yeah. And then some of it, you're like, hey,
genuinely terrifying.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Hey, I wish you wouldn't do that on a Tuesday morning. But then all the other stuff really counters it out. Like, you're like, fuck, man, there's this stuff, I don't know. Because I think also sometimes with acting, I really, not struggle, but I'm like, we're not saving lives. Like, what, when people, I don't know. Like, obviously there's a reverence about it, and there's an earnestness, and that's, you know, warranted. It's important sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, fuck, drop it. Like, drop it. It's not that important. And I believe that, like, I do believe that, like, all this method acting reference around that stuff, I'm like, grow up. But same time, I do then think, like, about representation, and I'm like, that is important. And that does save lives. Yeah. You know? And I feel very strongly about it.
You'd said in another interview that when you were first coming to terms with your non-binary identity at the time, you really adjusted the way that you dressed, and you didn't opt for colour, and you know, were very strict in the way that you spoke and the way you presented yourself, and you binded really tightly. But you are a camp, colourful guy.
Obviously.
Was there like a moment where you were like, I need this isn't me. Like this.
Yeah, that's such a good question. I don't think there was a moment. Like, I think it just was a very gradual thing of like, you know, because I wouldn't wear any jewelry or any rings because I was like, oh, it's fucking girls. No, I'm not a fucking girl anymore.
I am Hulk.
I am Hulk.
Hulk doesn't wear jewelry.
And then, but he does wear denim short shorts. And then, yeah, so then I would like put a ring on her. I'd be like, okay, I'm still a guy. I'm just wearing a ring.
Look at everyone,
all okay. No, the world didn't explode. Everything's fine. And so it's just like a process of that, of like putting another ring on and putting another necklace on and wearing a purple shirt and the world not exploding and still, for the most part, being seen in a way that aligns with who I am. And I think that is probably one of the biggest gifts of surgery, is I've just felt that like expand so much. I think so often there's so, like before surgery, there was so many clothes I wanted to wear that I was like, I just feel like Boobarella. Like, I just feel like a big curvy woman. And I love big curvy women, but that's not how I see myself, you know. I'm a big guy. And I just felt like so much of the time when really I just wanted to be in a sexy singlet, you know, like, and in a femme guy way, not a femme girl way. And I think that's been something that's changed so much since surgery. It's like I can go to Pride wearing mesh and not be like, please don't see me in the way that I don't want to be seen, you know, like don't perceive me.
You don't have to do that maths in your head. You're
yeah,
like,
and
what you see is me.
Yeah,
Done.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to explain anything anymore. And I mean, not that you ever, because there are so many fucking sexy guys with massive boobs in mesh, and it's so hot. It just, for me, I couldn't. I was too tired of trying to justify who I was. And this just made it a lot easier. So now I can be more that guy. And it's really nice.
And were there like certain, I guess, people or certain things that helped you through the process of, you know, knowing that I can still wear jewelry and I can still be camp, or like I can still walk and talk and sit in a certain way?
Your dear.
My love. Yes, first on that Cloudy Roads, I love you, who I'm about to go surfing with after this. Yeah, they're like my big brother, and they had surgery just before me, and I kind of, my whole trans journey have just copied everything they've done because they're the coolest person in the world, and so I just do everything they do. And be secondhand cool. And it's working.
Still cool.
Yeah.
Still cool.
Yeah, to the point when the first time I met them, they were wearing a red hoodie and a beanie, and I walked away from the coffee with them and to the shops in Bondi and bought a red hoodie and a beanie.
It's giving like trans Regina George.
Literally, I was like, quite
Army
literally.
plants and flip-flops.
Cloudy Roads is trans Regina George. You heard it here first. Yeah, and so Clouds, like, they've just kind of been a guiding light for me in all of this. And then just recently, George. I just think the gay Greeks really gotta look out for each other. And so I pray to him every time I need some help.
You did want this for your bathroom.
Yes, I'm going to take this home, if I may. Yeah, I pray to him because I just think, like, he is so sexy and butch and femme and, like, man. Like, he's all man, but he's so gentle and tender, and he's so Greek, and I love him. And he wears earrings, and he's still a very handsome boy. So can I be.
So we are here. We are in our little party basement for World Pride. We've spoken a little bit about partying.
Yes.
You may be in your party boy era.
Yes.
You've had your fair share of D&Ms. Who were you at the party? Who was your character? Whoa. Who was your persona?
Whoa. I don't feel like I am the party boy. in any way. Like, no way. Like, I am in a party boy era for myself, but as you know, I'm often not in a party boy era. So everyone's like, whoa, Zoe's
So you're
out.
catfishing us.
Yeah, literally. Everyone's like,
Zoe's in the garden.
yeah. Zoe's
like
at a
weeding.
party.
Picking the tomatoes for the
Literally.
burrata.
Yeah, that's me. I am the chef.
True.
Yeah.
I will always feed. Always. I will always
Very
feed.
important.
Yeah,
role.
pasta.
Line the stomachs.
Yeah, give everyone pasta. And then also I feel like I just float. I don't like to get too serious. I don't like to really have big chats. Just like to just flit about and then slip away and go to bed. Yeah.
Well, look, we've had a big chat here.
Yeah,
sure
and we feel
have.
so bloody lucky
Yeah,
to have this
good.
big chat. But that is all for now. We should get back up into the party. This has been DNM, Abby Butler, myself, and Zoe Terakes.
George.
And
And George Michael.